What's going on, everybody? It's Pac-Man Jones with Savannah Seaport News, and real quick, big update yet again. We have a update for the shooting death of Javonte Reed, the 19-year-old that died on December 11th in Carver Village on Carter Street. They have now arrested the murderer. They arrested 17-year-old Craig Weston. He was arrested and charged with murder on Thursday, December the 22nd. Now, before I get into anything else, what I want to say is, like I said, how I get some information about murders and homicides and about who died is through Facebook. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sometimes I know about the victim's face and death before even WTOC knows about it. Matter of fact, a lot of people do. And so when you get on Facebook, sometimes I don't even have to friend most of these people that talk about the cases. And I seen some people comment, free my guy, he didn't do it, which, I mean, obviously if Chatham County Police got you, I mean, you obviously involved in it. But what I want to say is the information that I'm going to talk about is not private information. It's not information that I dug up. This is public information. I got this off the internet. I got this off of people's Facebook. So if somebody want to come at me like I'm digging in somebody's information, nah, got all this off Facebook. Now, Mr. Craig, the 17-year-old, he was in the gang, like I said, for the guy that was the 46 homicide victim. If you haven't checked that video out, he's in the gang, the same gang that Craig Weston is, and like I reported before, he's in that GD set. Believe they call themselves 6G, and the people actually commented on WTOC's post on Facebook, and they shared it and was like, free my guy, he didn't do it, which was really, to me, which is really disgusting. I mean, how can you say free somebody who's a murderer? I know that's part of your gang or part of your clique or one of your friends or whatever, but to say free a murderer, I mean, that's really disgusting. I mean, if he did it, you know, keep his ass in there. I mean, keep killers off the street. And Javonte Reed's homicide was just one of two homicides that happened that day on December the 11th. I did another story about the shooting that happened on the SouthSide. And also what I want to say about the SouthSide is that we had another shooting that turned fatal. That was the 51st homicide of the year. And about that story, police responded and SWAT responded to the 1700 block of Grove Point Road. Grove Point Road, I actually lived on Grove Point Road, but I actually lived on the other side of Grove Point Road. Grove Point Road is on the south side. It's in Georgetown. That's really like the front side of Georgetown, but you're going like all the way down. And also about this case, this happened on Friday around 4 p.m. Now, when police arrived to the scene, they already know that a shot was fired previously before them arriving, so they entered the home and they found Amber Welch, 30. She was found deceased from a gunshot wound, and Edward Jerome Green Jr., 34. He was also found deceased in another room of the home with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. So it seems like Edward Green shot Amber Welch and then killed himself. Now, the neighbors were saying they can't believe that something like this would happen. Usually nothing like that usually happens in that area. Well, actually, 2 years ago, December 2014, there was actually an incident, not in that area, but in Georgetown, at the Georgetown Crossings apartment complex, where a 41-year-old actually shot, not killed though, but he actually shot his 25-year-old ex-girlfriend and one of her friends, I believe, in that apartment complex, before he turned the gun on himself and killing himself. Now, he the only one that died from that. The two females, they both were 25. They didn't die. Like I said, this happened 2014. But also, what I want to show you is that I believe when I put the 2 homicides in one night video, actually said, I believe 6 homicides happened so far in the south side. Well, it's actually 8 homicides that happened on the south side, including the one that I've just talked about. And I'm gonna show you this in this picture where all the shootings that happened on the south side. And what you notice about this map is spread it all across, all through the south side. Unlike how the east side and west side is, if I showed you the picture of that, it'll just be sometimes the shootings are like concentrated in one particular area. Like on the east side, you might hear a shooting on East 39th, and then the next morning it might be another shooting. Like south side is not like that. Shootings happen all across the south side. I mean, even though you don't have to worry like that on the south side. I'm just trying to answer a question that one of my subscribers had asked me, because he or she was wondering if I moved to Savannah, what side would be the safest. Obviously, the south side is the safest. Out of the 51 homicides we had this year, 8 of those were in the south side. The rest were just east and west. And also about this year's homicide rate, we're actually below what we were at last year. Last year we was at 53 homicides. I think there was one additional, but I think that would happen in somewhere on the outskirts of Chatham County. Last year we had 53 homicides. So we're not exactly at that number yet. I hope there's not another shooting, hope there's not another homicide. But I mean, at this rate, who knows what's going to happen within the next few days left of this year. But that's all I got for right now. But just to talk about the homicide of Javonte Reed, to the killer, man. I mean, this guy was like 17 years old. He didn't even turn 18. He didn't. When you're 17 years old, you should be your last year in high school or pretty much leaving high school. And obviously, his mind wasn't on that. His mind was on killing people, and he's gonna have to spend the rest of his life, if not 25 years or better, behind a prison cell. I mean, these guys really just trading in their freedom for 6x6 cells. I mean, it's ridiculous. And also, when I want to talk about the 51st homicide, domestic disputes happen often. Sometimes it happens violently, and usually when a guy has a gun, it never ends out pretty. And rest in peace to Amber Welch, the lady that died. I mean, if you're in a bad relationship, I mean, you might as well just get out of it. And also, if you haven't subscribed to me already, please do. And also check out my Twitter if you have one, and check out my Facebook. I'll put that in the link in the description as well. But that's all for right now. It's Pac-Man Jones with Savannah Seaport News, and I'm out.